luxury. That the design, yes, beyond the 14 karat gold, is that not just timeless elegance for every woman?
All handcrafted.
Every bit of it. But you see, it looks more unique. I mean, you talk about heirloom jewelry, and that's a phrase that gets thrown around so much. This is heirloom jewelry.
Absolutely, 100%. Okay. I believe we moved on to the matching ring.
Yes.
Which, that's another drum roll piece. We'll let you know when the earrings are completely gone. This is where I get more proud than anything in, you know, being a host and having the opportunity to meet folks like Debbie, and for our beloved rare collectors of gemstones and jewelry to be right here. It's the only show of its kind. Yeah. I can promise you will not find these anywhere else except here. Forget the value, that speaks for itself. This is why HSN has always been one of the #1 colored gemstone importers in the entire world.
As a gem source.
Of specials like this.
The other thing as well, and Debbie, maybe you could speak to this, you look into the heart of these beautiful stones and the facets. I remember you saying something about 71 facets, is that correct?
Absolutely, for every single piece, and it's because of the clarity. You get so much sparkle from this that I've been able to actually put that amount of facets in, because you do see actually into the heart of the gemstone. But also, it's the size of these gemstones as well. We've got 4 by 3. We've got 18 of those, so there's over 3 carats of this gemstone. And when you look very closely at these as well, Adam, you'll see as well how beautifully matched they are. They're absolutely perfect. So you're not owning one amazingly rare, precious sapphire, you're owning 18 in one piece of jewelry, and they just look magical.
They are matched perfectly.
They look like there's 4 carats of diamonds nestled in between here. That's how clear and beautifully faceted each and every one of those fancy stones
You would be forgiven for looking at this and thinking that they were lab created. I mean, they are that perfect when you see it. Debbie, talk as well.
It is unbelievable. They do look that crystal.
They do.
That they actually, I agree with you, and they look actually lab created. These are perfectly natural, gift from Mother Nature. They haven't even had any heat treatment on them at all. They are 100% natural, and it's really hard to believe. And like I say, you could be forgiven for having inclusions in a gemstone like this, or having flaws, but they are absolutely perfect. So I'm absolutely thrilled with it.
Debbie, I believe that we have some drawings that we're going to be showcasing to everybody about the design. I also know that you're proud how ethically sourced all of your wonderful gemstones are. Take us through a little bit about the design ethos when it comes to Lance Fischer.
Yeah, well, design, I love to do a lot of very simple designs when I'm dealing with such classic gemstones, because, you know, a lot of these pieces will be heirloom pieces, because I won't be spending another 4 years collecting piece by piece to be able to do a collection. So I try and keep a lot of my designs either very simple or very contemporary, or very traditional, depending on the gem type. In the case of actually the purple sapphires, I went actually, in the case of the earrings and the ring, I went for the flow. I really enjoy having that flow, reflecting the water and the riverbeds from which it came. So that's really my ethos behind the design process. Tends to come from the gemstone that I'm dealing with. So it's really good fun working with some of the most amazing gemstones in the world.
And this is certainly that. I've never, ever seen anything for our September gals out there that are celebrating their birthday. Can you imagine? I mean, having a purple pink sapphire of this clarity and brilliance.